Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for a little bit of the delay here. You're tuned in here to the Robert C. Byrd Eagles Soccer Show. Still workshopping the name, kids. And, we got about 30 minutes left here in the first half. No goals yet. My name is Gabe Rhodes.
I'm Stephen Kennedy.
And ladies and gentlemen, we so far this morning have had a really fast-paced game. We've learned and seen in the first 10 minutes a lot of technical quality from RCB. Some changes in terms of position. Looks like Olivia Lowther's playing in a more deep-lying playmaker role. Some of our players last year who were playing in defense have moved themselves forward. And it's nice to see the addition of some of these new players like Jaden Sturm, Martina Howe. Steve, we're going to have a pretty interesting morning, I think.
Yep. Nice run there by McKenna Lucas. Just couldn't quite keep it in, but taking up the sidelines there.
Yeah, I mean, McKenna Lucas has been all over so far.
Yep.
She's played hard.
Mm-hmm.
The connection between Olivia Lowther and Carly Karatz has already produced 2 or 3 chances. Carly's going to get a goal today soon. Because the center backs for Wheeling Central, the Maroon Knights, are not crashing at all, or they're not picking her up. She's instead of playing on the last shoulder, she's playing a little bit into a 10 roll, a deeper center, and creating a little bit more for the wing players. And the Maroon Knights haven't figured that out yet.
Handy Burnett getting some time. As here comes the Maroon Knights up the outside, number 13. That's Mariah Ratcliffe, who scored 5 goals already this year for a freshman for the Maroon Knights. So she's someone to look out for. And their leading scorer is number 5, Adriana Pompeo. As a matter of fact, that's who's taking the free kick right now. So the Maroon Knights RCV comes in with a 2-0 record, having beaten Tyler Consolidated 15-0 and St. Joseph Catholic 4-1. We'll see how this goes. Goes to the middle.
You know, that St. Joe's win was crazy to me. I thought it would be a really tight contest. 4-1's pretty significant.
Yeah. And, sometimes 4-1 could be a blowout, and sometimes 4-1 could actually be something where a team just gets a couple late goals. And so without knowing exactly how the game went, because sometimes you could be up 4-0, and then like a team gets a goal at the last minute. It's like, well, you dominated, but
right, and it's some garbage time. But I think the goal, I was trying to look to see when the
nice
goals
pass
happened.
over there, finding Haley Williams there by McKenna Lucas.
Good take.
And then she's going to try to center it, but unfortunately it wasn't able to make it through. See if she can keep going.
And ladies and gentlemen, I just noticed we've got some subs back in that. Hannah Burnett's out.
Yeah.
It looks like Brooklyn Washington, who's got a lot of pace down the right.
As there's Gabby plays it in, but it's going to be taken by the keeper, Liz Romanek.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Steve, we're going to talk to Mr. Post. These uniforms that girls have this year.
Oh, yeah.
Pinstripes, let's go.
I'm going to say I love these uniforms. These are great.
So much better than the men's national team jerseys for the World Cup, in case you've seen it. These are great.
Well, the men's national team will never get better than the 1994 jerseys.
That's true. Preach church.
The old Drenham, baby.
Yeah. Now, Brooklyn Washington's is fighting here down the right. I'm got to throw in the Wheeling Central half.
Ashlyn Smith will be taking this for the Eagles.
Pretty quick start there.
Yeah. Here's Washington with the ball. Nice. Tries to get over to Karatz, but it's cut off by the Maroon Knights.
We've got some passing issues, I think, a little bit, but that can also be early days, early.
But that was a good that's a good work of the triangle there to work it to the other side.
Totally.
Yeah. So I mean that last little bit of possession from Hannah Burnett, but. Good step there by Alyssa Dunn,
and good cover by Martina Howe. Martina Howe is the sneaky defender. Yeah. Absolutely. Whoever she's marking right now, this Pompeo girl, she's following her.
Yeah.
She's physically man marking Pompeo, and they are going to battle all morning.
As somebody who played, if you're probably talking about more of a stopper position in that regard, if you're really marking in the center there. As someone who's played that position, that was something that was typical. If there was a guy that was like just incredible, they're like, Steven, just stick with him. Make sure he.
I would describe that as it's like a free roll because they're playing essentially a back three.
Yeah.
And Martina is just that specific girl marking her the whole time, which is interesting.
Well, and it shows a lot of ability, and for Martina, a lot of faith, because obviously you're saying, hey, you got to take on their best player and shut her down.
Shut her down, yeah.
Oh, but here comes the Maroon Knights, but nice step by Alyssa Dunn to stop the any type of severe damage, as Gianna Conkle tried to get in there, but they're going to call it RCB, and so another kick in dangerous territory.
Right. I mean, and they've had a couple here, but this is in a relatively safe position.
Yeah. I mean, she can't go for goal here. So
you would think that.
She is.
She tried.
And
oh my goodness gracious.
And Chandy Currents came out. What I think here's what happened, and I understand because this has actually happened to me before once as a goalie, but it's a goal for the Maroon Knights. It hit off the thigh of one of our players, and Chandy then was thinking she couldn't pick it up. However, and I actually had that happen one time where a guy on our team had the ball hit at him. It bounced off of his like thigh or something. It came to me in the box as the keeper. It went completely opposite direction. I picked it up, and the guy goes, penalty. I'll go, no, it's not a penalty. If it's a ricochet, you can pick it up. It just can't be passed to him.
Right.
So in that case, maybe that's something the coaches can talk to Chandy about. Because like I said, I understand where, I've had it called against me when the ref was wrong.
Right. So, but at that point, just punch it.
Yeah.
At the end, and it's hard. This is
well. I mean, like I said, I think she was thinking maybe she couldn't use her hands. That was my thing. I don't think that was She tried to head it because I think she didn't think she could use her hands, and that's something where maybe like I said, being someone who's a first-year starter. Last year, Bella Rock was the starting keeper. Is something where maybe you could talk to her and say, "Hey, look, if it ricochets off one of your players, you can pick that up. That's okay. Yeah. That's not. Well, that's not.
It's early days. It's early days in the.
No.
Period.
I mean, it's a learning experience.
Pick your head up.
Yeah. I say
that happens. And mistakes happen. Shoot.
Yep.
How many times have you seen at the professional level where somebody, they think they're gonna direct a ball back out and hit it into the goal?
I mean, I was watching the Euro 2022 Women's Euro this past summer, and, I saw a couple goals where, the goalie was being just careless and just kicked it, like taking too long. A player from the other team jumped in front, ricocheted off him, back into the back of the net.
Absolutely.
And that's a professional goalie making that mistake. And
right. Well, you've seen it in the Premier League. Like, I mean, the game happens at speed. Sometimes you just misjudge things, and I thought she just misjudged the bounce of the ball.
Yeah.
And but it also she misjudged the bounce of the ball, and whoever the defender was that was crashing didn't hear a call clear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what happened was it was a mid bounce, and like I said, what I thought I saw her try to do was head it, like because I saw her with the head nod, like trying to head it out, because she didn't think she could use her hands. But RCB is getting some pressure here, so let's see if they can maybe get that goal back. As here comes Ava Starkey, she's going to take a shot, but it's going to roll to the keeper. But RCB has had some opportunities, so hopefully with 22 minutes here in the first half, we can get that one back.
It's an interesting change. It looks like I would say it's Ava and Jaden who are going to rotate, which is great to have some really good because last year we had RCB's big. I thought the big problem for RCB is no central midfield depth. If Ava was
there for Lowther to the outside to Burnett,
if Carly Thomas and Ava Starkey were not the pair, it just did not work. Now that's a good way to win
a corner there for Hannah Burnett, and so
absolutely.
RCB will get the chance here on a set piece. Obviously, if you're RCB, you're probably looking at Carly with her size. If you could try to get her on the end of it and her skill,
right.
But sometimes you just gotta put it into the mixer and hope for the best.
and drive it. And you've got to be there to crash those mistakes.
Yeah, I say
you've got to have a plan. But yeah, it's interesting to see how Coach Sturm has changed the tactics of what the team does, how they move as a team.
Nice step there by
good
Alyssa
gracious!
Come
on, Miss Washington, let's
go.
Listen, I'm telling you, she
was just bullying 21 there.
Down the right. I'm sure last year it was tough to start as a freshman, but our right hand, in the professional game, a lot of things happen down the left because you've got right-footed players.
Oh, Carly couldn't get
a shot off, but she's gonna. She's got 3 people covering her every time she touches the ball.
Yeah.
Now they've started moving. But Brooklyn, Washington,
nice job
I'm interested.
Holding possession there by Ava Starkey.
I'm interested to see how the wings here, how Burnett. And McKenna Lucas kind of combined down the wings, and to Haley Williams, because the movement so far is pretty good.
Ooh, nice little move by Dunn there to get around the defender, get to Karats. Karats looking, tries to get the through ball, but it's taken away. But Burnett.
Great, smart play here.
Good job tracking back there by Hannah Burnett. Or sorry, that's Olivia. Oh no, wait, that's Gabby Hill. Sorry, a lot of the girls have the hairs and the
Listen,
kind of pigtails.
Steve, you got to put some respect on Gabby Hill's name, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, we learned last season.
Yes.
That Gabby Hill is
Haley
a monster.
Williams looking.
Oh, great ball! Take a touch there, please. That great ball, great movement. This left-hand side has been really nice today.
I say they've been able to get a lot of opportunities as that ball just couldn't quite get over the top of it there for Lowther, and plus, she was running into a defender.
Yeah, but and Steve, the interesting thing here is last year, no depth, no spine for either team. Mm-hmm. This year, Steve, I am actually really for a soccer team to be a functional elite team, you have to have a spine.
Yeah.
So you have to have somebody in the central of defense, the center of the midfield, and the center of your attack line that can keep the ball, can play, can move, can create. Mm-hmm. And Bird has that, and they're showing that, 12 minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that
here comes a long shot by Lowther.
I think I'm a little agitated at the speculative nature of some of these shots.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they'd work the ball a little bit more and trust. They don't. Carly and Olivia do not have to do everything now.
Yeah.
No disrespect, no shade there. They have creative players around them that are moving
there
well.
to work the head to get it forward and out of danger. Here comes another sub for both the Eagles and
looks like Jaden coming back on.
Jaden coming back on for Starkey, and that's number 14. Faith Zendi is coming in.
But I can see why Haley Williams is starting now. I can see why,
Ooh, that looked like a bit of a high kick there.
A little bit. And interesting why Hannah Burnett has gotten a lot of time. Because Hannah Burnett they're tough right now.
Yep. And one thing that RCB might want to try to take advantage of is the Maroon Knights are keeping many people back, but there's a gap there, and you can maybe force the ball into there, and then that will cause once they step up, you can put some through balls through.
Absolutely. Well, and it looks like how Bird is doing overloads, like trying to push and rotate people over to the left or over to the right to create mismatches. It's not like the boys team where the boys are kind of inverting their, pushing their wings in to give you numbers. It's more like they've given Carly more of a free roll, and she's just, if we're in possession, you're on the left to create an overload. If we're in possession on the right, you're over on the right to create an overload and facilitate.
Yeah.
Which shows a lot of interest in and trust in your wing players.
Yep.
And rightfully so. Williams has been great. Washington has been great.
Alyssa Dunn tries to step up there.
Right. And, she's going to decide to monster it. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
but good job by the Wheeling Central defender.
Now, that's ladies and gentlemen, right there, what we would call a professional foul.
Yeah.
And also a professional response.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Got to let the ref know.
All ball.
All ball. All ball. Ref.
Yep.
Um,
Nice job getting possession there by Olivia Lowther. Lowther's done a good job in close quarters today. Burnett with a little bit of a step over, but let's see. So Gabby Hill will probably watch this go out. Good job.
Absolutely.
As RCV will get the goal kick. Looks like Alyssa Dunn's going to be taking the goal kick for the Eagles, as right now is 1-0 Wheeling Central Catholic leads the Robert C. Byrd Eagles. But I would say pace-wise, though, RCV has had the ball on the Maroon Knight half more than vice versa. Just
you would absolutely describe that goal as against the run of play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have to.
Okay. And
Good
she
work.
was definitely onside. So here comes Haley Williams with a chance here.
I think they need to keep driving into the box here.
Yeah.
And these cutbacks that they've got are going to work at some point, but they've got to push the ball forward. A lot of these cutbacks are, they're in a place where striking the ball at goal is hard. Mm-hmm. And at weird, I wouldn't say maybe not weird angles, but at angles that are not conducive to a good strike on goal. Mm-hmm. So we're getting a lot of strikes from like the corners of the 18, and you got to put them in a different spot. You got to be in a different spot to take a shot.
Yeah. As Jaden Sturm does a good job getting it over to Lowther. Lowther with another long shot.
Again, I wish she would have played Haley Williams in there.
I think she did have. I mean, if she goes back and look at the film, I think she would have seen that Haley was on the left there. But sometimes it's hard to see in the pace of play. And obviously we have a view that they don't have from here. But
right.
And also, sometimes that's about a freshman there. Letting the freshman know, because obviously we can't hear from here, but hopefully she's the one. She needs to be very loud and tell Olivia, hey, you got me. I'm here. So that way Olivia can kind of know it's there. And Jaden Sturm fighting for the ball. And that would be Chloe Ashby over there winning possession. As gets it up to Sturm. Sturm tries to place it through for Ava Starkey. Ava Starkey stays on the back of the defender.
Oh, and that could have been a little bit of a struggle. So, now, can we get to that ball? A good touch.
And Jaden Sturm still.
Byrd has got to talk.
Yep.
That 3 or 4 times now, 2 players have come together, and leaders, not people, not like new people, not this is my first time playing, like athletes who should be saying, hey, mine, get mine.
Yeah.
But new season, we'll get there.
Yeah, I say. I mean, this is an early game. This is a good test for the team, and given this isn't a sectional game, so this probably isn't going to have much to do with the seeding. So this is just a good opportunity for the young women to get to work together, go up against a quality opponent, and learn some things about themselves.
Well, and the phrase is always iron sharpens iron, so that you benefit more playing against a team that is closer to your level than you do playing Tyler Consolidated and winning 15-0.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Tyler.
I gotta say, no disrespect to those ladies who work very hard, and I've been on teams like that, and I actually didn't mind playing on teams like that. Sometimes, even just like when you lose 9-1, but you get that one, you go crazy for the one, right? Right.
Absolutely.
It's and it's built a lot of character because it gets you hungrier.
Sure.
As RCB, nice little work there by Lowther to get it over to Starkey. Starkey tries to get it outside, but couldn't quite make the connection. As here comes a possible counterattack for the Maroon Knights as she plays into space, but Alyssa Dunn will get it and take it out there.
And
She's got a
listen,
little space, gets it over to
and,
McKenna Lucas, who's got
tons of space
here.
acres.
And
you could see Olivia Lowther telling her, "Hey, here's the space. Find the space."
Yeah.
Um,
Heavy on the touch, and goes back to Maroon Knights, but at least got the good field position and good job by Haley Williams to win that ball back. And as Sturm and another through ball played through, as here comes Chandy Currents out. She'll play it up there to Jaden Sturm. Sturm gets it to I believe that's. Sorry, I can't try. Is that Chloe Ashby from here?
I think so. It's a little hard, ladies and gentlemen, to see across the field.
Yeah.
After last night's football game, I kind of zoned a little bit and forgot to pack binoculars in my bag. We'll fix that for next week.
Yep.
Well,
Tuesday, right? We got Philip Barber Tuesday, isn't that?
Yeah, I believe so. That's going to be a big game.
Talk about iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
You're really going to know if where RCB's place is Tuesday. Well, I mean, today we'll see how they bounce back with 10 minutes to go. But those Colts, man, they are something incredible.
That's going to be a contest, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to be excited to see. Not that we're not excited today, but we're gonna, it's gonna be because it's a sectional matchup
by
at
Lucas.
that point.
Yeah,
I mean that could be that could be your 1-2 matchup in the section.
Yeah, about to say,
and potentially, just a big matchup in terms of potential trip to the state tournament.
Yep. Nice step by Dunn there to win possession, and another one by Dunn. Dunn's been really active back there. She's
been all action for sure.
Yep.
I thought there was a handball.
I say, I mean, I'm just gonna say it, and I hate to say it, but I don't. This ref has not been consistent. Like he's called it every time on RCB, and I've seen at least 2 or 3 on the Maroon Knights that have not been called.
Right.
It's and look.
We got a 3-ref crew today, Steve.
Yeah.
That is normally our call. As last year on the Eagle Soccer Show, we were pumped for a 3-ref day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a red shirt on. You're big. This is not. We're not on TV. You don't.
Yep.
You can just make the right call. That's all you got to do.
Yep. I mean, look. Hey. I mean, I appreciate them coming out there. I understand that. This isn't the Premier League, and they're doing the best they can. I appreciate that, but at the same time, when you see an inconsistency. I'm just gonna mention it, and then we're gonna move on. Then we'll move on.
We might be bitter. It is what it is. Refs.
They're human and they make mistakes.
They're gonna make mistakes. They're human.
And so RCB has a deep throw with under 9 minutes to go, still down 1-0 to Wheeling Central. So hopefully the Eagles here can try to get that tying goal before half.
For sure, if we can get
as it's played out there by the Knights there, as here comes Dunn trying to fight for the ball. Knights try to do a little 1-2.
There's another one that could have been called.
Yep.
But there's some fight in this Eagle team.
I'd say. Oh yeah, I would say they've won most of the 50-50 balls.
For sure.
And they've been able to do a good job in possession. I think that it's just one of those where they're just not quite getting that last bit of quality in the final third. Yeah, and that just happens.
Well, and that some of that is
nice fight by Williams there. Gets it to Karats. Karats gets pushed, but we're not going to call that apparently. And then McKenna though collects it, gets it over to Haley Williams.
But some of it's about trust.
Martina Howe does a good job winning the header there.
And that you have to, if you've got a player out in space, give them the opportunity to make a mistake. Let them mess it up. Now, if you pull the ball down and you pass it out, and 2 or 3 times, and every time it comes to nothing.
Nice switch there by Dunn to get it over to Williams.
Right.
Haley Williams takes it out to McKenna Lucas. Lucas looks center, as Carly will block it to hopefully keep it in, but unfortunately it is cleared by the Maroon Knights. But RCB getting more pressure. Hopefully this will...
And rotating. That's the job here in the center is to keep the ball moving, and I think we've got a couple different creators who are doing a really nice job of that. I wish they would move the ball a little quicker. Because I think if they can move the ball a little quicker here across along the ground, the lock is there to be picked. Like they can figure it out.
Yeah, and nice job on that last Martina Howe to stop the counterattack on that last little bit.
For sure.
And it's Chloe Ashby there, I believe, getting like I said, the far. I apologize for getting the people on the far side of the field wrong, but it's kind of hard to see their numbers. But is that number? Is that Tavi Fazzini? Yep,
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that might be part of it. Was we had 15 and 16 on the same side, the far side, so it makes it a little hard to
really see it.
But Washington coming back in as
well, and they'll reevaluate. I think here at half.
Yeah.
With 5 minutes to go.
Well, like I said, the one thing you might start seeing. Oh, here comes Karatz. Can she get it around her?
Great save by the keeper.
Great save.
I mean, you're number 9. Take that. Go.
Yeah.
But we got to start having a little bit more awareness. Like if I pass it to Brooklyn Washington's at a tight angle, but run on goal.
Yeah.
Not let me shoot it through 3 different people.
Good job by Alyssa there to get the stop and clear it up.
The
one thing you might see in the second half, because the Knights are keeping so many people back, is they might start putting more people up for RCB because the Knights have had the advantage of always having numbers back, and I think that has caused some problems.
Well, and when you're up 1-0.
Yeah, you don't.
Why are you pushing yourself out? Why are you pushing?
Because if you really look at it, outside of the one that ended up being a goal, they haven't had anything on goal, like nothing.
No, they've had nothing. To be truthfully honest, they haven't really been in the 18.
Yeah, it's just a long kick that took a weird bounce, and then, like I said, in my opinion, what I thought I saw was Chandy saw it hit off her player's leg and was concerned that they'd call a handball, so instead of grabbing it, she tried to head it. And like I said, I understand why that happens, and that's why you play these games early in the season to try to maybe work on stuff like that. And like I said, maybe if she had grabbed it, I don't know about this ref, maybe he would have called it. It would have been wrong, but he might have called it.
He might have called it. Yeah. I mean, we might be sitting here, Steve, going, "Oh man, that's nonsense."
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Exactly. You pick your head up, you keep going. We'll get a goal here.
Yeah. So less than 4 minutes to go as the Maroon Knights make one of their few trips here to the RCBN, but nice job winning the ball back for Ava Starkey as she will take it up the left side, see if she can get around the defender. But good job using numbers for Wheeling Central to get the ball back.
Well, and it's weird,
Good job winning there by Dunn to prevent the Ratcliffe from getting through.
I think the only thing that I'm frustrated by is that as the half has gone on, RCB's kind of gone into a shell.
Yeah.
They kind of, and I don't understand, maybe you got nervous about giving up a single goal. I mean, you got a kid who scored 5 goals already this season.
And another one scored 8.
Yeah, so you got some scores, and I'm sure you're a little nervous about that. But, somebody on the side needs to say, hey, they haven't scored. We've had them. Let's go.
Hannah Washington does a good job winning that there, and Carly tries to play it to her, but it will go out. But with less than 3 minutes to go, RCB got the ball here in the last third on a throw-in, so hopefully we can try to get some possession here. Goes off here's one in the 18. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
As it's 1-0 Wheeling Central versus RCB with 2.5 minutes to go. Looks like it's cleared out, though, by the Maroon Knights, but good job by Alyssa, who's just been so active this first half. She's really been done a great job of preventing. We talk about the fact that other than the goal, there really hasn't been any opportunities for the Maroon Knights. You can thank Alyssa Dunn for a lot of that because, it seems like anytime they have a chance, she just steps up and clears the ball or finds a way to win it. Let's see if Lowther does win it, gets it back to Dunn. Dunn's going to look and make a pass over to to Washington, who's got a defender on her back, see if she can turn. She gets it to Sturm, who plays a nice 1-2 to her, see if she can go up the sideline. But unfortunately, she will play it out of bounds, and with a minute and a half to go, RCB will have to give it back to the Knights, the Maroon Knights, as Wheeling Central will make a substitution here.
Well, and Steve, I think we just need halftime. We need a reset.
Yeah, very same.
And a mental hey, this is what we got to fix. This is what we got to change.
Mm-hmm. Some of the things, like I said, maybe try to work it more inside into the 18.
Well, I would look at more in the 18. Use your width. Trust your width. And play faster. Don't tell me Olivia Lowther can play faster. Carly Karatz can play faster.
Yeah.
Very clearly down this left side, Ava Starkey and Haley Williams can play faster. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Yeah.
If the second half, especially if we get to the last 15 minutes, you got to get a goal. I do not want to get to that last 15 minutes and have to push and fight and
if
run.
you're pushing and if you're down 1-0 late and you have to push to because that's the only chance you have of getting a goal and you end up giving up a goal or two, what's the difference between losing 1-0 and 3-0?
Right.
Nothing. You lost. So, at some point you just gotta go. We gotta do what we can to get it. And like I said, I would say based on the fact that how your defense is held up basically for the first half, that I feel like you should feel more comfortable maybe pushing more people forward because as we will come to halftime, as Wheeling Central will take a 1-0 lead into the half. We'll be back here in the second half. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eagle Soccer Show. Off air we were talking about some changes here at half. Steve, listen, is it time for Alyssa Dunn to wreck shop and go forward?
Yeah, I mean, I would not do that yet. I would say that my point would be, I think because you have her back there and with her speed, I think she makes up for a lot of the mistakes in the center. I mean, it was when I played, we had Nathaniel Zinn back in that sweeper position, and he just did such a good job and allowed other people to push up a little bit more because you knew he was going to, whatever problems were going to happen, if you have a problem, he'll solve it.
Right. Well, and, my struggle with that is I think that you have. My struggle is I think that you have the technical quality here to not have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and I also don't like, especially this early in the season. I don't want to see, like, the more I think about it, the more I don't want to see them do that, because I don't want to see them have to anchor to her every time and just be like, I can't do it. Let me.
What I'm just saying is be willing to take more risks. I'm not saying to completely push everyone else up or make her do it all by herself. But my point is, I feel like with her back there, particularly you're making sure that outside the goal, which was on a free kick and a long ways away, they really haven't had any opportunities, and I think it's because of her doing that and the rest of the defense. But so I would like to see maybe that defending midfielders push up a little bit more to try to, because it seems like every time we go up there, the Maroon Knights are playing a lot of people back. They're sagging.
Yeah, they're parking the bus. They're sitting in a block.
And they're good enough that if they're always outnumbering you, it's going to be hard to score. So. Right. I was just saying that, it'd be nice to have a couple to try to get a little bit more numbers forward to try to even that out. You're probably still going to be outnumbered, but you want to at least be a little bit closer, because it seems like when we center a lot of times, it's like there's 2-3 Maroon Knights in the center going up against maybe one Eagle, Yeah. And that's not a recipe for success. Like I said, overall, though, I like the way we possessed the ball in the first half. We definitely had the pace of the play, and we had a couple good opportunities. I mean, Karatz had a couple of one-on-ones with the keeper. Just one was a great stop by the keeper, and the other just a little unlucky where she one-touched it with the left foot, and sometimes I know it's hard when you're right-footed to try to. Or wait, she's left-footed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But sometimes it's hard with the one time to try to put it exactly where you want to.
Right.
And so it kind of went to the keeper. But so we've had the opportunities to get that goal, and I think we would still get we still got plenty of time, 40 minutes. So no need to panic. But I would just like to see us be a little bit more aggressive going forward and try to bring some numbers against this Maroon Knights side.
Absolutely.
As Maroon Knights will actually get the kickoff here, and here comes Olivia, gets it over to Ashby, as Ashlyn Smith will win it here. Looks like a lot of the same people that started are out there now.
Well, you would think they'll go back to the same 11 then.
Yep. Yeah, because like I said, outside of that one kind of fluky goal, it was really, we did control the pace of play. So it's not like you should be like, well, we need to blow everything up. It's going fine. You just need to find a way to.
And that's kind of what we've been talking about. Like they lost the plot of what they were supposed to do. Now, if you give up a couple goals, okay, then switch her up. But at 1-0, a goal, a 1-1.
And if we would been under pressure and it's like one of those where it's 1-0, it probably should be 3 or 4-0 for the Maroon Knights. Then I'd be like, okay, maybe we need to switch something up. But it's 1-0 and probably shouldn't be 1-0. It probably should be 0-0 right now.
Right.
So here comes Olivia Lowther, tries to get it through and block there, but she's going to try it there. It makes a nice move there, and she'll get it back again. Working in tight quarters. Here she comes. Can she find it?
Square a
ball in.
But she went for goal. And that's that. I like that. I like the little bit of the aggression.
Yeah.
But again, find your player.
So we did have a couple people. I look like both Karats and sorry, I'm having trouble seeing the one number over here. Is that we're in on goal? So see, you try to maybe put that across the face of the goal and see how that would.
What you're going to pick up?
Yeah, it was Ashby. I thought it was Ashby, but I just couldn't
Yeah.
see the number from here.
Thank you.
Here comes McKenna with the ball. Good job working there as Chloe will try to run that down. Try to stay on that defender's back. Good job winning it there. And on the wing. Gets back to McKenna. McKenna looking around. But couldn't find Karats there. One of the things sometimes I see is that even when people have space, they still try to pass it even though they have space. Always take the space if you can. Unless the person's like standing wide open, always take the space because at some point then the defender has to step to you. Well, when that defender steps to you, guess what? That means they had to leave someone else open.
Right, and that means then you're going to be able to get rid of the ball, move off the ball, and the ball moves faster than you do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're Usain Bolt, the ball you don't move as fast as the ball flies.
But I mean, like I said, and that's obviously true. But if you don't see someone open, like I said, always take the space. I wonder what's going on here. Something seems to be happening.
There's some kind of complaint from looks like the coaches are coming together. There's a little issue.
Was there an injury? No.
No, I think there was a question on the call, maybe.
But I didn't hear a whistle.
I didn't either. That was really strange. I would have set it for a replay if
I. Okay, well, and they're actually going to give RCB a free kick for whatever this problem was. It'll be.
It might have been the Wheeling Central. They didn't make her stand. That's a little odd too.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, because I thought for a second there, the way he was dropping that maybe he was doing like a drop kick, where where you have the two people there. Very rare that you see that, but it's honestly usually when there's like an inadvertent whistle or something like that. That's very unusual to see.
It's unusual. She took it off the bounce there, which is.
Yep.
Okay.
Here comes
play here.
Okay, Karats tries to get it out to Ashby. Ashby will unfortunately not be able to run it down, but. Deep throws when you're on defense are the most nerve-wracking. So right now, if you're the Eagles, I would make sure to take up any space for any Wheeling Central player right now. Do not let them connect here because if you can get a steal here, you can go as that was a nice throw, though, by Wheeling Central to kind of relieve some of the pressure. Sturm with a nice pass to Howell to get it back up there as McKenna will get out wide to Chloe, who can't quite possess that, and they'll go back to the Maroon Knights. So it's 1-0. Wheeling Central up with 36 minutes to go. As McKenna Lucas will
keep the ball here, and
as here comes a possible counterattack for the Knights, as Martina Howe will try to slow down
setting tight, that.
As she will try to. Good job by Howe. Great job as taking on, their leading scorer and senior Adriana Pompeo, and she tried all her tricks and Martina Howe there was none of that. Like in basketball, she just rejected her. Go get that out of here.
Get it out. Well, and that is a hard ask when you look at somebody and you say, hey, so we have an 80-minute game. You have to stick with this girl for 80 minutes.
Yep.
Good work professionally by Alyssa Dunn to get the ball out there.
Yeah. It was a very unusual play. It was not a great position for her. She did the best she did the best thing she could. She used her body to shield the ball to get the goal kick for RCB. Very well done on that one. And no, that wasn't intentional for me using the word done.
Stop. Don't act like it wasn't, Steve. That was very much an intentional pun by you, but it's a convenient one.
Yep.
And I applaud you for that. The use of convenience.
Oh, here comes the Wheeling Central.
Pompeo.
Pompeo probably with the first opportunity since the goal really to kind of get any pressure, but it will go over the crossbar, and RCB will get possession here. Good job by the defenders, though. She really didn't have much of an opportunity. I mean, that shot was actually just her hitting off her knee, off of a. So, good job getting it out of danger, and to see if we can win the ball here. As Maroon Knights have now won the last couple of goal kicks, so hopefully that's not a trend. RCB had done a good job winning like all the goal kicks previously on both ends, and you don't want to give that up because obviously that's how you start getting the momentum, you start getting possession, and you start getting bogged down your own end when you can't win those 50-50 balls. As the Maroon Knights will be making a substitution here.
Well, and sometimes these are the times you kind of wish that timeouts were a thing in soccer.
Yeah.
So that you could look at your players and say, "Hey, y'all, like, get out of your heads. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, settle down a little bit." But also,
as Karats will play it up there, and
we talked last half about it being a better technical team than they were last year.
Ooh, that was a nice little shove there on Ashby by the defender, but
we're not going to call it.
We're not going to call it now.
We're not gonna. You're right there, sideline ref, and you're not gonna say, "Oh, hey, shoved her in the head."
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a kick or anything because obviously it's not in the pace of play, but probably that should be a card, like a yellow card. I mean, you don't push someone when they're walking away.
Right.
Lissa Dunn does a good job winning again, but it's blocked, so therefore the Knights will. Oh, nice job by Howe to get a touch there to slow down Pompeo, and then Dunn will clear it out. As here comes Gabby Hill. Gabby Hill, great job of not only getting that, but also getting possession and once again taking that space until a defender couldn't quite make the. But I like the fact that she took the space and forced that defender to come to her because a lot of times that's the thing. When I talk about taking up the space, it's about they don't want they want to be able to guard the person behind them or the one closest to goal. So you force them to say no. I'm going to keep going until you come to me, and then my teammate will be wide open, and then I'll give them the ball. I'm going to make you make that decision.
Well, and especially somebody like Gabby Hill who has good technical quality.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Steve, I think we're starting to see some issues with the Heat also.
Yeah.
Because I've seen 2 or 3 players just for a second just keel over. It was a big deal last night for the football team.
Yeah.
They looked gassed. It was so hot.
As here comes Lowther, gets it over Ashby. Ashby will try to get it back up to Karras, but it'll be cut off there. As the Maroon Knights are starting to get the better of play. Yeah, so
and they've kind of figured. I think they've figured out a little bit of where, and how RCB is going to position themselves, and they're exploiting a lot of the space.
But I think go quick now because you got some numbers here as the Knights have been pulled up.
But you got to move into space. You've got to you can't just say, "Oh, hey, give me the ball and I'll dribble around this person." Also, no, you got to put the ball into space and run onto it.
Yeah. McKenna looks like she might be limping a bit, so hopefully
I think she's got a little bit of a stinger.
Yeah, so maybe need to. Okay, well now put some pressure on that keeper. Okay, good job by the keeper at least to get away. Not perfect, but good enough. Right. At least got out of danger. But anytime that ball goes at the keeper, if he ever gets passed back like that, you run at that keeper because any type of pressure. Like I said, at the Euro 2022, I saw a professional get a goal just by running at a keeper in that position.
Well, and you see it in a lot of sports.
Carly with a shot, good. That was a good effort right there. That's what I want to see. Edge of the 18, off of one thing. Had some pace behind it. Just couldn't quite get it to the corner. Good stop by the keeper. And preventing the rebound.
That one right there, I'll take as a striker's choice. Do it. Put the ball where you need to.
Okay, let's see if Chloe can win this one over here. It's good job by Chloe to win herself a goal, throw in. Got a couple subs coming in.
Yeah.
As it looks like Carly's going out and Chloe Ashby is going out.
I'm interested in them. McKenna Lucas probably is sitting there going to tough it out.
Yep. Well, I mean, Coach Storm knows his players better than we do. He sees them all the time. So I'm not,
and we know McKenna Lucas is one of the toughest players on the team. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That girl, she showed it last year. She showed an innate toughness to kick through things.
As Gabby Hill tries to step up, and she will win possession. Good job there. Okay. See if she can work it. Good job seeing the outside. Nice cut in the middle. Oh, can she get it go?
Yeah! Olivia Lowther. Do that again. That is what we've been asking you to do all game. Great ball, great movement. Yep. Your creator, your your senior leader, that is worthy of a celebration. And ladies and gentlemen, it is 1-1.
Yep.
From an Olivia Lowther goal. She ghosted two kids and
Yep, and it was a good 1-2. I'm trying to remember who was over there on the left. It's hard, like I said, once again, it's so hard to see you on that side.
No, so here's the thing that you and I were defenders for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's this inquest of the goalkeeper. That wasn't the goalkeeper's fault.
No.
No, listen, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Olivia Lowther did exactly what an attacker's supposed to do. You're one-on-one with the keeper from a corner, put it across the keeper's body into the opposite corner because it's harder to get to.
Yes.
Now, if she had gotten, short, like on the short corner or short-sided, then be like, hey, why didn't you get that? Like, it's closer.
Yeah.
But when you have to full stretch with a ball hit
oh no, that was there's no keeper in the state that's stopping that from that position. So that was a good goal, good opportunity, great job to get one here, knotted up. So with 28 minutes to go, it's a brand new ball game as now, and let's see how that changes both ways, which we've always we've talked about at times. Now to be fair, in the second half, I don't think they've done as much, but we've talked about how there's been a lot of parking the bus, and there's another handball, but we'll not call that one either on Wheeling Central. Sorry, I digress.
Ref.
But park the bus a little bit with having a bunch of people back because they got that kind of early goal, and so you could understand that. Well, now you don't have a goal lead; you're tied. So and now, granted, some people would say, well, a tie is better than a loss, and that's fair. But most teams, especially this early in the season in a game that's not a sectional game, you go for the win.
Yeah, go for the win.
Nice pass by Dunn there, finding Lowther.
Gets
to Lowther, and then
and
nice
ball
to Washington.
Miss Washington. That is Brooklyn Washington almost on a split two defenders.
Yep.
Great little ball right into the step of Brooklyn Washington. Look for that again.
Yep.
Look for that again. It's frustrating that she didn't get to it, but it was tight too.
Yep. As Hannah Burnett will take the throw in here. Another freshman who's been getting a lot of time today. So her and Haley Williams have been getting a lot of time here. So it's nice to see some.
Well, and you can see why with the technical quality that they have.
Mm-hmm.
With always helps.
Yep.
With always, and that's what especially when in that end of the first half when you had two blocks sitting, like you pull people out of those blocks. Corner here by Olivia Lowther.
Well, they're actually saying that it was the guy had his flag up, so what he was saying was it outswung back in. So he's saying that at one point must have. So even if it had gone off there, it wouldn't have counted.
That's frustrating, but.
I mean, must have been barely because it's one of those who must have just. But the ref had his flag up before it came there, so that must have been what the call was. So, but once again, we'll see if you can win a goal kick here. You can really start putting some pressure. Nice job by Karatz to win that one. Gets it up to Ava Starkey. Ava Starkey trying to cut back. Oh, just unlucky there. But great job fighting through it.
I was going to say, I think they're also having some issues, it seems. I don't know, maybe the field's a little awkward or the bounce has been strange for them today.
Maybe just, having had so many people on it last night, maybe it just caused some problems. Usually the nice thing about turf, though, is that you can play on it as much as you want. Oh, nice ball there by Ken Starkey. Looking here, tries to get across the middle. But it's cleared out, but it's still in the box. Can't allow their
and a great save there for the keeper. I mean, not that the ball was hit too hard, but an awkward bounce.
It's awkward bounce put in the corner there, and by having it with that awkward bounce, but in the corner, it did enough that the keeper couldn't grab it. She had to punch it, and now you got a corner kick. So with 25 minutes to go, RCB looking to take its first lead of the game, and a game tied 1-1, and it's in the mixer. Okay.
Oh, there
yeah!
we go! And there's your 2-0. Is it Chandy?
I think that's Hannah. I think it's 22.
I can't see a number. I couldn't tell if it was or if it was. It
is the freshman.
Nice job.
Nice job there. Unfortunately, and maybe this is something to talk to Coach Sturm about. I looked and I did not see our statistics for the first two games. So I don't know how many goals. How about this? That is Hannah Burnett's first goal at RC at this field. At a home goal.
That's our home opener.
So I don't know if she scored against either Tyler Consolidated or St. Joseph's Catholic, but I can guarantee you this is her first time scoring here. So good job. And wow, how the game has changed in about 5 minutes. We were down 1-0.
But, we knew now that was maybe not the most beautiful goal.
Yep.
But how the dynamics have changed and how what a goal does for your energy.
Yep. And the other thing is, I would say it counts just as much as the scoreboard, and that's how a lot of goals are done. It's just you kind of put them in a dangerous position, and you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have that upper 90 strike. You just go, hey, I'm right in front of the goal. I just need to put it on goal, and it's going to go in. And that's what she did. She didn't try to be perfect. She just used her body. She used what she could, and that was a great job by Burnett. Can Washington –
Can she?
Yeah!
She is.
Did she nutmeg her on that?
Oh, yeah. That was the – what would you the 5-hole in hockey, nutmeg her put through her legs.
Yep.
And that's a goal from Brooklyn,
Washington and RCB.
Hey, freshman. Okay, the future is bright. That last year we heard a lot of stories about the struggles of WI Middle School.
Yeah.
WI Middle School. What? You're sending us some.
Well,
ballers.
but Brooklyn is a sophomore.
That's right. She's a sophomore.
She is a sophomore.
My good God,
I remember. I was like, wait. I remember her playing here last year.
I said that out of my mouth, and then I went, "She's in my class." I'm so sorry, Brooklyn. Tried to bring it back into it, but once it's out of your mouth, it's out. It's out. Listen, I've only had one cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen, and as you know, I need at least 3.
Yep. So, like I said, with 30 minutes, so it's now 24 minutes to go. At 30 minutes and a half, we were down 1-0. And trying to hopefully get this. Now we're up 3-1. So hopefully keep going. Keep trying to put some pressure on.
Well, and it's there's been a slight change. Olivia Lowther's a little farther forward. She's moving the ball.
Another nice pass there to Washington. Washington tried to go near corner, but the keeper was in the right spot and was able to make the stop. But once again, another good opportunity for RCB. And like I said, you're seeing that they're getting more. And these are much better than the opportunities in the first half. Like last half, usually it's like 20, 25 yards away, long chance. Speculative, as you would say.
Well, it's statistically difficult.
Yeah.
Because
nice little 1-2 there.
This is the Olivia Lowther we need to see. Making moves, creating for her teammates. Brooklyn, Washington get that goal, young lady. And there's a corner.
Another corner there is
now giving. And Olivia Lowther jogs over. This is I wish we would get a left footer here to try and put the ball on frame.
It looks like we're going to get a substitution here as Hannah Burnett is going to go over there and talk about her goal with her compatriots.
Yeah, and look at that. Coach Sturm about knocked her over. Oh, goodness. And here's the ball in here.
Here comes Olivia. She's going to put it right in the –
and there's a handball. Where's the call, ref? Where is the call?
Yep.
We love officials. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. We love them. And make mistakes.
We can't have the game without officials. So we love them. We appreciate their hard work. But, it's one of those things where you understand they're human. But in the moment, you're going to just be like, "Hey, that's a big. I mean, that's a penalty kick."
Right. Listen, we love the 3-ref game. We joked about it last year.
I remember there was one game we started the game where there's only one ref, and he had to do the whole thing. I even said at the beginning, "It's like I'm not going to criticize this guy at all." And I said,
"No, it's impossible. It's impossible to have
because like he's trying to do everything, so he'll do the best he can. But thank him for coming out because without him, we're not even doing this.
Right.
As Chloe couldn't quite get that, but Alyssa does a good job getting there. So let's see if she. Yep, good job. And good. The other thing Alyssa does such a good job of is distributing out of the back there. It's a lot of times with central defenders. Here comes a Lowther with another.
Oh, it's
almost.
over. It's over. But Lowther has found the venom, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
She has found her villain arc here and is just torturing the Maroon Knights defense.
Yep.
Torturing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty interesting to see her just take control.
Yep.
But that's what you do when you are a senior leader. That's what you need to do.
Yep. And last year you could tell that she, even though another handball, but we're not going to call that one either.
Are we going to do a handball count? I think we might.
I've already say, if we had, we could do that. I mean, maybe at the end we'll go through the footage and say this was a missed handball.
Yeah.
But look, and here's the thing: if early in the game he had not really called that, because some guys are a little bit more. I say that the rule has kind of changed, but some people are kind of more old school where it's like, well, unless it's intentional and it's really bad or it's really outside the body, I'm not going to call it. Like if it's like, if your arms are like let's say you'll have like T-Rex arms and it just kind of hits off it. Like he might be like, Right,
but I understand set the tone. Like,
but early in the game, you were calling that.
Right, and then suddenly it's like,
So be consistent.
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Right, like this is, but we'll see. This ref is the head ref for this game is very young.
Yep. Let's see what Dunn does here. Actually, she'll keep it in. And that would technically be a handball as well.
Well, that's.
But
tough.
You could argue on that one.
Right.
That's an argument.
The lineman's on the other half. That half lineman.
And the argument there is she did have her arms close to the body, so
sure
you could make an argument there. But how about this? There are people that would call that.
Yeah, there are people who call it.
But like I said, RCB up now 3-1 on the Maroon Knights. Last 10 minutes have been fantastic for RCB, and let's see if Lowther. Good job going cross.
That ball makes it to Ava Starkey.
If that gets over that defender, she's on goal.
Oh, absolutely.
Here comes Ava Starkey up see if she can try to get some pressure here.
I'll tell you something. Ava Starkey has made a case that she needs to be starting out left. Because a wide creator like that you have to have that. You have to have somebody to pass to, and it's a trust thing. Like you can see a difference in how Olivia Lowther plays with Ava Starkey on the field. And then maybe I'm reading, but I would.
Carly does a nice job coming back, passing it to Haley Williams, who tries to get to Washington, but it'll be cut off there. But Washington keeps fighting.
Brooklyn, Washington, stand up.
Yeah.
She has been really great this half.
Yep.
Now take a touch.
Here comes Carly.
Good job, Carly Karatz. Good job there. Now keep driving.
Just keep on it. Good job for the defender there, working on 1-2. Someone needs to probably step. Here comes. Oh, so you go Brooklyn. There you go, Brooklyn, Washington, being like, no, I'll step to her.
Live wire, like that is. She has been playing a wonderful game.
Good job, the Sturm stepping in there, and
and this is.
Good job by Haley Williams there to fight back and go back there. I mean, she is showing a lot of toughness as a couple, I'd say, actually that was their senior best player that Haley was going up against, and she was bullying her a bit. That says something that the freshman can bully the leading scorer of the Wheeling Central Knights. Alyssa Dunn steps up. And here it is. She's taking the space. There's no one there, so just take the space. That's good. And there's another handball, but they're not called that one either.
Add that to the tally.
That's it.
We talked about, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize about the graphics this morning. we're gonna have to start a handball tally. We're gonna have to come up with our own soccer-based graphics. One of them being the handball tally.
Lowther will go. That's a good shot from that position when you look at where things were, and she had the ability to get under it, because sometimes the problem is from that distance you go too quick. You're not able to get any type of power behind it. So that was a good strike. Just good job by the keeper to get on the end of it.
Right, and a good job to think about it. And
as here comes a nice ball. Can Starkey get to it? She can, and she's going to try to go across the ball. And Carly Carras!
Oh, no, Carly!
It was a nice kick save by the keeper there.
Now, and that again, tough save. Tough save. Good job from the ooh. Okay.
Here comes Haley Williams. But they're going to call offsides on Brooklyn, Washington.
No. Niet. 9. No. That was not an offside. She was fine. Yeah. This is why we need VAR. Maybe we can talk to Mr. Oliverio about VAR. Can you import this very, very expensive AI technology to Harrison County, David Oliverio?
You know what? I'm going to say this. I like VAR to an extent. I think it's overused sometimes.
VAR, yeah, I would agree with that. I think it has gotten better this season.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm like, in the pace of the play, like something happens, and it's like a 50-50 call. The ref doesn't make the call, and then the VAR goes on and goes, well, I would have made the call. And then it's like, it was like 5 minutes ago, and they go back. It's like, that play is over. It's one thing, like, I like it for things like over the goal line, is it over the goal line, stuff like that. But I've just never been big on, like, well, that tackle was kind of risque, and the ref didn't call it, but 5 minutes later we're going to call it and give you a penalty kick.
Right. Some of it you see, like, we got a wall this far out. They must think this girl is Ronaldinho or something.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some really fun, like the call we had earlier where it was just like randomly stopped. We didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Now there's another one.
Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, 14 there. That was an intentional handball. She used her forearm.
And literally the ref was standing right there looking at her.
How did he not see it? She used her forearm to deaden the ball.
Oh.
That's a foul. That's a card.
Yeah.
And that's at least a yellow card.
It depends. Usually it depends on the positioning of the field. Because it's on the offensive end, it may not be a card. Like some people, usually the main time to use it as cards is like if you're a defender and you're trying to stop a goal. Or if you're an offensive player, maybe and you actually like punch it in, like do the Maradona hand of God,
right?
Type of situation. For those that may not know, if you want to know, you might want to Google that one because that was kind of a big play in soccer.
Listen, that is the Maradona defining goal.
Yep.
Because he won a World Cup
with that goal.
The result of that goal. But 3-1. It just has flipped on its head.
Yep.
They really have kind of.
And conditioning. Gotta give credit to the Eagles players for their conditioning because obviously, we can see that they're just running to the ball a lot quicker than the Maroon Knights. They've really found a way to use their. I think they did have superior numbers, and I think they're using them properly to kind of. And now I think the Knights are getting a little tired.
Sure.
But good job by the coaches to get their players into shape.
And get their players into a readiness to keep moving.
Yep. Nice job by Hal there getting it over to Karatz. Karatz will try to see as Lowther calls for it, but Karatz couldn't get it over to her. Karatz is going to take that long shot.
Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a heck of a save from the keeper there.
Yep.
Took a deflection. She still had to full stretch.
Yep.
Take a bow for that one.
Ever say.
Take a bow for that one. That this keeper, great. Now
I better say.
I like where we are in this.
Liz Romanek. We're going to give her a shout out.
We try to do 3 stars of the game. Normally we keep with 3 bird players of the game. That earns you. Could have put it on the frame of the goal.
Dunn might be getting a. But they're not going to. I guess not.
With all the handballs that they missed.
Dunn. Yeah, most of the time I would say that's a card.
Yeah, and he's coming over to chirp a little bit at Alyssa Dunn about that card.
Yeah.
But
Nice punt by Romanek there.
Yeah,
Good
listen,
distance. I mean, like I said,
good work,
good
kids, good work.
good senior is Miss Romanek. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, give her credit. Tip your cap. As with 11:40 to go, RCB is trying to get another one, but this one will go out for a goal kick. And we'll see how RCB can keep applying the pressure here to the Maroon Knights. RCB is just doing such a great job of winning those 50-50 balls and going straight to goal. Good job holding possession. Everything you want to see. I'm sure Coach Sturm has probably been really happy with the second half. As battling there, as good job for Tava Pazzini doing some good work there. But here comes Brooklyn Washington. She's going to goal. It's knocked away, but that was a good effort on her part. She's going to keep fighting. She has really put a lot of good effort on that right side. As Karatz will get the ball, and Lowther to goal. A little speculative, but couldn't quite get the offensive player on there. But and here comes Romanek with another nice save for her. Martina tries to step up, but couldn't get it. But Dunn there to win the ball, gets it to Sturm. Sturm gets it over to Currents. Or sorry, that's Burnett. Burnett back in after scoring earlier this half. She's going to try to get some more. And that will go off. As more substitutes, looks like McKenna Lucas is coming back in. And Washington can take a bow. She's going out. Good work on the right side there. She, that's how you get playing time. Haley Williams, who's coming in for her, and that's someone we've talked about how impressive we think. I mean, so talk about just having embarrassment of riches on that outside midfield.
And we didn't last year. We kept crying out for people that we had some strength, we had some grit, we had some technical quality, but we didn't have speed.
Yeah.
Except for Vay Simmons, who's now at Herbert Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have somebody to match what Vay was doing. Start the Williams kids. Start McKenna. Haley will start McKenna Lucas. Start Brooklyn Washington and let them develop as freshmen, so that this year you suddenly have, 5 or 6 attackers out wide that can pull defenses out.
Mm-hmm.
Carly Karatz can only do so much as a number 9.
Yeah.
When two center, I don't care if she's the most dominant physical player of all time. If 2 center backs are on her at all times, that wears you out fast.
Oh yeah. And I mean, it just numbers always get to you. It's hard. As good as you are, and some guys, there's been some people that can beat 2 or 3 people by themselves. I remember one time coaching against a player from Notre Dame named, I'm trying to think, was it Chafin? But he ended up scoring 70 goals his senior season for Notre Dame. And literally, Notre Dame's entire offensive philosophy was he was up top, the rest of the team stayed back, and he beat 5 people by his own and put it in the goal. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
But that's that's an exception. It's not
But I mean, yeah, you those players don't come around. I mean, there's a reason why he's the all-time leading scorer in West Virginia's high school soccer history.
Right, and it's a tough slog to try and get around these people. It's
you
hard.
know what?
It's not fair too. It's tough.
And as good as he was, and the team did have some success. How he won 0 sectional championships because at the end of the day, when he went up against an RCB or he went up against a Bridgeport, there was enough quality, that they could stop it. You know,
and that's the hard thing is if you are a good number 9. Now, I think as the season goes on, Carly will figure out what is my number 9 goal here. How am I the striker that puts goals in? Because you need you need more goals than that for that position.
Yeah.
But if you've got 3 or 4 contributors who are going to put goals in,
your
life's easier.
Well, that's when you're the most dangerous teams are the ones that have multiple goal scorers. I mean, everyone would tell you that because, like I said, if you have one person who's like, well, they score basically all the goals, then normally 99% of the time you could just say, well, just put your best defender on them and they'll take care of it, you know. And then usually the smart thing about defending someone who's that good is letting your numbers also get to you. And what I mean by that is, let's see how Dunn does a good job there, is that you don't have to take the ball away from them. A lot of times what they want is to go quick on the counterattack. They want to be able to go quick. If you just slow them down, then all of a sudden now instead of it's just you, now there's two other people from your team back there. And here comes Starkey with a great run. Nice cutback, but the numbers get the better of her.
Right.
But great job.
A little bit of hesitation there.
But, hey, here comes Lowther trying to get another one and couldn't quite find the step there. Good job by Dunn. But the idea is that good offensive players want to go quick because they know the longer they have the ball, the more people are going to be around them. And
right.
so then they can't do what they want to do.
Now,
so
what?
As Washington's coming back in for
and there's a sub from Wheeling, or just a movement from Wheeling, but that definitely came off the Wheeling Central player. That definitely.
Oh, they're going to call it. Yeah, we're throwing it in. So it's Ashlyn Smith will take the throw here for RCB. Gets the Lowther. So with 5 minutes to go, I'm sure if you're Sturm here, you'd like to see if we can get one more. Obviously, you have to be happy so far with the second half. You were down 1-0 at halftime. You're now up 3-1, and could honestly have more. I mean, if it wasn't for a couple of great stops by Romanek, this could be 5-6-1 right now.
Yeah, and on a different day, it just might. But I'm glad that we found this gear. Now that's man. Now that Brooklyn Washington, that is a smart play, young lady.
Yep.
That one would have been a goal of the season candidate.
Yep.
Goal.
Well, it's set up perfectly for her. She could tell that. She's like, I'm just going to go.
I'm going to strike it one time.
Put some pace behind it. See what happens.
Yeah, and she struck that with some snap.
Yep.
Some pop, if you would.
Yep.
Magnitude.
I'm sure Romanek's happy that wasn't on goal because she might have broken her hands trying to stop it.
Well.
I think one time, I can't remember who it was for my team. Let's see how Lowther does here. But nice shot there. Just couldn't quite get it to curl in. But what I was saying was the ball was rolling. It was past half field on our half. And it might have been Michael Stone Street.
Typical Stone.
But he kicked it. And he kicked it so hard that it got all the way to the goal, and the goalie stopped it, and it was actually pushed back a little bit by the ball. And he kicked it from our side of the field, but it was like a cannon went off when he kicked the ball. I was surprised the ball didn't break. Oh, nice 1-2. Can Starkey?
Oh, and a hard touch from Ava Starkey. Hard, but if she
can Lowther is going to try to keep working here, and she'll
keep moving here.
You would try to send it again.
Can
Starkey?
Just a soft hit. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's hard that's a hard one time.
I think that in this freer role here for Olivia Lowther, she's learning to trust. I think somebody has said to her on the sideline, "Trust it, trust the process," because the distribution has been so much better this half, so much better.
That's fair. It looks like is that Karatz coming back in
I
and
think
Sturm.
So. With 3 minutes left to go here, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there a reason we're stopping the clock?
I don't know. What is going on here?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it would stop. The ref stopped it, so it wasn't our people doing the wrong thing. He blew it dead and blew it on. I just don't understand. Oh, what a 1-2 by Haley Williams. Can Karatz get a goal? And
yes,
she can!
And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Carly Karatz has broken her home debut duck with a goal with a great movement from Haley Williams. What a ball, young lady. What a ball.
Both freshmen making such, obviously we have Burnett with the goal, and now you got Haley Williams. So the two freshmen that have kind of gotten the majority of the playing time for RCB. As a matter of fact, are they the only two freshmen? I only have the list as the only two freshmen on the team, Haley Williams and Hannah Burnett. So both freshmen have really shown out today.
Put it on a plate for Carly Karatz there.
Good little just one touch right into her path. And so with 2:48 to go, it is 4-1 as RCB has really shown out in the second half. It's been, I mean, going into a game like Philip Barber, which you have to consider them probably the favorite to win the States this year. I mean, you have to. I mean, they're returning so much from that team. They're returning their 2 leading scorers. Their defenseman, I was just reading about it. I have to try to remember her name, but she might be going to Europe next year. Like, she's that good.
What?
Yeah, their central defender is like, they're talking about where she's being recruited by places over in England. So she might be playing in England next year.
What's her name?
I'd have to look it up, but
Okay.
that's how good their central defender is. So, I mean, that when you have that type of quality.
Yeah, when you have a player that's being recruited by an English academy, especially when you're in West Virginia.
Yep.
She must play travel. She must
apparently she said that she does something online that's like a recruiting thing, and they saw her tape, and that's how they came to talk to her. But yes, and that seemed to be where she was planning on going, was over to England next year. So, but I mean, that's what we're talking about. So you return your leading scorers, you return that and as your defender.
Right.
So, they're going to be, and last year they went to the finals and lost 3-2 in overtime. Yeah, unfortunately, that is correct. I think Carly was offsides there. It was a good try, but it
was tight.
Yeah, but that was the right call.
But it's a whole other level when you're going that far.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it says something that obviously the teams, the people over there, see something in her. And she was one of their leading scorers too, even though she played central defense. So
that's crazy.
So it makes it. They, like I said, they lost last year 3-2 to Central Catholic, I believe, is who won the state title. But it was in overtime, and obviously they were right there. So can Haley Williams get her own? Nope. And so with less than a minute to go, RCB up 4-1. I mean, just this half has been like a light switch went off, and RCB, I mean, this is a good Wheeling Central club. I mean, they are 2-1. They, like I said, we talked about Tyler Consolidate, but they also have a nice victory over Magnolia. And though they did lose to East Fairmont 4-0, but East Fairmont's usually a pretty good school, so that's
traditionally, Wheeling Central is a soccer power.
Yep.
Traditionally, East Fairmont is like the dominant, at least in the boys' side.
Yep.
Soccer power in the state. Like they produce some really great players.
I would say, well, I mean, usually West would probably, but East is always usually pretty good. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so if you're Coach Stern, what are you taking away from this game?
I think what you take away from this game is that your young people, that the kids that you have put faith in, especially these freshmen, really crushed it. And really, you saw tonight that you can trust a Haley Williams. You saw tonight that you can trust a Brooklyn Washington. You see that you can trust a Hannah Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. But I think that you...
But yeah, that trust level has to be off the charts with the way they played. I mean, when you look at players of the game, I know you talked about your 3 stars. I mean, obviously Olivia Lowther, the way she played in the second half was just phenomenal. So
right, I think that if I would pick a 3 stars for this game, I'm picking Olivia Lowther clearly.
Yeah.
I think I'm picking Haley Williams, Burnett, and Brooklyn Washington, and taking I picked 4, deal with it side of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to highlight Romanek from Wheeling Central because without her in goal, this is a runaway contest.
Yep. She definitely made a lot of plays, and so we appreciate the Maroon Knights coming in. So as we get ready for the second half, as once again it will be Robert C. Byrd versus Maroon Knights, but with the boys playing, as RCB will be taking on the Maroon Knights, and we will see you back here for that. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network.
See you in a bit.